Well, it happened. Denji crashed out. This was a long time coming. It was inevitable. And just following the Chainsaw Man formula to lull you into a false sense of security, to make you believe that it wasn't as horrific as we think, that Denji could possibly overcome this despair and not be dragged down to hell again. Because all that struggle, that should be in the past with public safety. The trauma and scars still left from Makima, the losses of friends like Aki and Power, all that hurt that culminated in Denji's devil heart, that should have been done and over. He started a new leaf, he made a new family, and he's living the life that he's always dreamed of when he was in that broken and cold shack. But sadly, that's not Chainsaw Man. Denji isn't the hero that we wish for him to be, and he may never get that happy ending. No, he's more of the villain, and this is the beginning of his downfall. The insurgence of his destruction, and unless someone can pull him out of it, cough cough Asa, please, the Denji we know will be erased from history, consumed by the Chainsaw Devil. I swear, Fujimoto probably saw the massive hatred JJK fans have for Gege Akutami, and dude was like, hold my beer, I haven't even gotten started yet. But in all seriousness, it's very intentional the way that Denji plunges down this rabbit hole, as if he's Alice in Wonderland, and the Mad Hatter is just attractive woman he aims to do, well, bro said it himself. However, that dystopian other side doesn't have green grass, it's just blue. Everything that matters to him has been destroyed, all for the sake of the quote-unquote saving the world, whatever that means. Denji doesn't have a reason to keep on existing as he is. He lives a normal life and they destroy it. He tries to be Chainsaw Man and they destroy him. In the end, he's still that exact same kid, with his busted chainsaw, eye patch, and his low woofer devil buddy. No one is granting his wishes. No one will allow him to dream. In this cruel devilish life, that's just what they'll do. They'll take and take, until all that's left is an empty shell. That's the Denji we have right now. That's the Denji public safety is chasing after. And that's the Denji that all devils fear with every fiber of their being. The hero of L who suffers for freedom. When Denji sees Nayuta, and that cold realization drowns him, witnessing his little sister's decapitated head served on a silver platter, his vision goes dark. His rationality goes out the window. And all that he can understand is the pain buried deep inside. And it keeps growing and growing until it takes over him. Even Barem is aware of how cruel this situation is, and he's the one that goddamn near orchestrated it. Denji's humanity is the necessary sacrifice for saving the world. He sees the big picture of the Death Devil making her return, and the resurgence of global devil anarchy. And in order to combat what's essentially the apocalypse, they gotta take extreme measures when necessary. And where did that amazing mindset and fantastic idea get you? Oh right, Denji rips off your head, which was pretty satisfying, not gonna lie. Look, Barem had it coming, and he won't be missed anytime soon. This inhumane rage emanating from Denji as he begins his transformation was both difficult to see but also strangely cathartic, because other than that fake out from a couple chapters ago, this is the real climax of part 2. Chainsaw Man part 1 was filled with these crazy double page spreads of chainsaw and blood tearing through the pages, and this chapter, we got that intensity back, constructed with the undertones of true tragedy. I also thought it was interesting how Asa reacted, with Yoru overtaking her body, cause you also gotta look at it from her perspective. She's been so eager to eliminate the Chainsaw Devil, and despite her mixed feelings for Denji as a person, molding together with Asa, Vegeta was always her target. So while we will see a series of devastating catastrophes take effect, like public safety getting their asses handed to them, and the overall annihilation of Japan until if and when Denji comes back to his senses, I believe that the ending of this battle is essentially set in stone, with Asa and Yoru, the protagonists of this arc, going up against the Chainsaw Devil, with Denji's life hanging in the balance. Another thing that's pretty much indefinite is that public safety, yeah, they're pretty much done for. They made a gamble when the deck was stacked against them, and unless they can swerve through the chaos like Kobeni with their peak Dance Dance Revolution skills, the organization as a whole is gonna get wiped out. And that's why I'll level with you guys. I have no idea what public safety was expecting, especially after the last Black Chainsaw Man spectacle where he was able to solo Makima and the other weapon devils with relative ease. Whether it be a mix of their own hubris, arrogance, or a wish to not see an even worse future come to pass, it seems like it's all going to meet at the same dead-ended fate. Like, what is this mixed bag of devil hunters? What are they expecting to do? The fact that they're heading off into battle, only to have the Chainsaw Devil right behind them, says everything about how this upcoming fight, if you can even call it that, is going to go down. It's truly heartbreaking to see Denji go down this route again. This is the second time in the Chainsaw Man series that we've seen the Black Chainsaw Man take the screen. So I couldn't help but wonder, what was the setup in the instance before? Is it different or is it similar at all? And I guess the greatest distinction is that while Makima pulled the trigger the first time, Denji did it of his own volition. Not like he had much choice in the matter otherwise, but it does make a difference. He didn't miss it with that rage. No, it completely overtook him and changed him as a person. He was broken before, but now he's totally shattered. In part 1, Denji goes through head blasting trauma through head blasting trauma. First, having to kill Aki, who's basically his brother, as he was taken over by the Gun Devil, becoming the Gun Fiend. And then later, witnessing Makima essentially kill Power on his birthday, mind you, while she laughs it off, and the freezing shock overwhelms everyone of his senses. But the straw that breaks the camel's back is when he opens that metaphorical door in his mind and realizes that he was the one behind his father's death all along. The culmination of these memories and experiences forces Denji to shut down. He goes through these moments where he's walking and living as a zombie, expressionless and purposeless, because it's one thing to have nothing, it's another thing to lose everything. And currently, he's reliving that same cycle. Now, what's interesting in a pretty dark way about both situations is that each time before transforming into the Black Chainsaw Man, Denji was rewarded for the exact thing that he was chasing after. In part 1, it was Makima's affection as she treats him like her dog and pet, and in part 2, it was that experience with Asa/Yoru. But the significance behind each moment is that even though he gets what he wants, he can't enjoy a thing about it. It's a complete inversion from the ideals in his head. He's just used and dejected. The really twisted thing is that after all the stuff that Makima puts him through to bring out this side of Denji that she wants, you have her dragging him around like he really is a dog with its leash and she's the owner. And when Public Safety's plot to eliminate Makima takes effect, you have this brutally dark panel of Makima saying, "Save me, Chainsaw Man." And then the hero of hell jumps into action and one-shots the Hell Devil, which is pretty poetic if you ask me. But this goes exactly as you would expect, kind of. The Chainsaw Devil runs through his ops, he terrorizes Kobeni to become a Dance Dance Revolution master, and ultimately, when all is lost, Power comes to Denji's aid and rescues him. The connections and family that Denji manifested saved him from the grips of despair, with a bit of influence from Pochita. However, in this situation, while Denji's previous transformation was dramatic and swift, this was a slow, expected burn. We could all see the outcome from a mile away, and we were just waiting for Fujimoto to click the trigger. It starts with Denji choosing Chainsaw Man over his humanity, snowballing into his house burning down, losing his dogs and whatnot, with Nayuta's life as a giant question mark. At the very least, Denji could lie to himself into believing that she's still alive and that he can still save her. But he gets sidetracked as usual by his basal urges, and this brings him to the newest low. Once again, he's back in that zombie phase, and then it all hits the fan. All that trauma culminates like it did before, leaving Denji to wonder what's the point to it all. So when it finally happens, when Denji goes to that place that he can't return from, where all he sees is the darkness around him, it's by far one of the greatest tragedies in the Chainsaw Man story. Other than finding out that Power patted her chest, I think a bit of life drained from all of us after that haunting realization. But goddammit, this kid, he just can't catch a break. It seems like this story will never bring him happiness, just suffering. It seems like he was always meant to be the villain of this tragedy. Denji isn't trying to save anyone. He's not trying to be someone's hero or have any intention of being rescued. It's hot-blooded rage, fueled by the constant misfortune that he goes through in his life. This downfall to becoming the central antagonist is warranted. He has every reason to turn on everyone. My only wish is that, at the end, someone will be there to bring him back. To bring Denji back. Again, like I said, Asa is prime candidate number 1, because she's been paralleled as Power, and just like her, she does have that intimate connection to Denji, even though it's admittedly distorted. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and theories for what will happen next. Will Denji be saved, or is this actually the beginning of his villain arc? With that, I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one, Mad Lads.